Welcome to Chads by Christ, the show about Catholic lads living Catholic lives. I'm Charlie.
I'm Deshaun.
I have a question for you.
No.
Well, it wasn't a yes or no, but okay.
Episode end. Bye, guys.
Yeah, bye. Please like, subscribe. What is your favorite meat?
Ooh. That's a question and a half. Because, there's so many factors that go into that.
Go on.
Well, beef is just, steak, so, that's it right there. Done. But
There is only one beef. It is steak.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't hamburger also count as beef?
No, just steak.
Just steak. Okay, what's hamburger then? A ham, I guess.
I don't care. There's just steak.
Okay, alright, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, pork is bacon. It's not halal, but, it's good, so I don't really care.
We're not Muslim, so we can eat
Yeah.
real bacon. We're allowed to do that.
Sorry to any of our Muslim listeners, if there are any. I don't think there are. If you are there, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry. This podcast is not halal or kosher or what's the Buddhist have one? I don't know what the word for the Hindus is, but we just said we like beef, so yeah, not Hindu approved.
Don't eat cow. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I know that Hindus are actually meant to be vegetarian.
I just no meat ever. Okay.
Yeah. And chicken, chicken parma. Come on.
Okay.
How do you expect me to answer this question? I don't understand.
I don't know. Just pick one.
Steak, beef.
All right. Good answer, because we're talking about beef today. Yes.
Was this whole top episode banking on me saying beef?
No, if you said any other meat, I would have just said too bad. We're talking about beef.
Oh, okay.
Did I tell you we're talking about beef?
I see.
So beef comes from no, we're not talking about that kind of beef.
Wait, what's your favorite meat?
My favorite meat, I'd say chicken. Chicken's pretty versatile. You can have chicken parma, you can have chicken katsu, chicken drumstick, KFC.
Oh, I forgot about KFC.
Yeah.
Alright, chicken's a big steak.
Yeah, chicken's just solid all rounder.
That's true.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, beef.
Yes, beef. Conflict. That is what we're talking about today, I believe. What exactly did we have in mind with this topic?
I think just how to approach conflict in the best way.
Okay.
Because, I don't know about you, but when I'm in a conflict, sometimes my emotions get the better of me, and I either say the wrong thing, or I hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah.
Or
I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we could talk about how to navigate conflict.
Okay.
From a purely personal point of view.
Right.
My bad. Yeah.
That's a good topic. You're asking the wrong guy. I'm not good at that.
That's alright. That's what we're here to do. We're here to work out how.
Yes. Yeah. How to beef? How do we beef? How to beef good? It's an interesting and a tricky one, right? Because it's not. I think it's common. Maybe not advice, but a common cultural thing.
Yep.
That the way to deal with conflict is to hide it, to suppress it, and to pretend it's not there, and to act like everything is okay when it isn't, and your grievance is you're still holding that grievance and it's in your heart, festering away, eating you alive from the inside out. I've done that a lot. It's awful. Don't recommend it. But the other extreme doesn't seem too appealing either, does it? Which is to guns blazing, just declare all your grievances, kick people to the curb, so to speak. Yeah, you don't really. It doesn't seem like a way to have many friends. If that's
not very charitable.
That's the word. It is not very charitable. But then in the name of charity, you end up being a little bit dare I say, dishonest.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I've been there. I've
Yeah.
been there.
Mood.
Yeah.
Can relate. I think we all can, which is sucks. But yes, like what does the middle ground, if that's like the aim, like what does that look like? Um, ideally, you don't want to do the whole like American Christian thing, like what would Jesus do? But I don't know, what would Jesus do in conflict situation? It's a bit I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a gospel passage where the Lord like argues with someone
Well,
or like
I
gets
mean,
into
he
a
wouldn't say
tiff.
argues. I mean, he debates. Would you call it debates with the Pharisees a lot? You call it debate?
Kinda,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
so
yeah.
much
He
debate because he's
debated.
always right.
Yeah, it's a
not
bit
so much a
tricky, you know.
debate.
Yeah, like even when he's going, "Woe to you, hypocrites!" It's like, yeah, he's got a point though.
Yeah,
Um,
literally.
but like, yeah, I guess the Pharisees didn't like him, and I think people do use that sort of thing as an excuse for extreme B.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the guns blazing approach.
Yeah. Something that comes to mind to me on this topic is actually part of the meditations that I've been doing. So you and I have been doing meditations from this Fortest 40 program that I think we talked about a couple of weeks back. Yeah, we would have
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we'd already started it, I think.
yeah, because we were talking about what we're doing for Lent. So yeah, we
Yep,
mentioned it
yep.
in the last
Yeah.
episode because we
So yeah,
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 sorry about missing a week. Life got in the way.
yeah,
It was busy week with St. Pat's Day and
yeah, yeah.
stuff. Yeah, choir practice.
So yeah, those meditations. The last week had a strong emphasis on humility, and sort of knowing your place, like sort of more humility. I think is more relevant to the point that I'm trying to make, which is that we need to humble ourselves at all times. So like in the context of conflict, I think we could humble ourselves by probably like yes, maybe we're upset at someone, but like we can also sort of accept that everyone has like shortcomings. Like I have them, you have them. Like we're not perfect. We're not Jesus, so we're not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is probably a good start because then immediately you'll probably cool yourself down a little bit because like then you'll be thinking not about what this person has done to you, but you might even think what you've done to them,
Mm-hmm.
and like that might help like sort of ease things. I don't know. Like when I'm dealing with a conflict, I yeah, like I'll let the person know what they've done that's hurt me, but I'll also either acknowledge that I might have done things that have hurt them, or I'll just straight up ask, have I done something that's hurt you at the same time, and give them the opportunity to let me know as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's how I sort of approach these things, at least.
No, that's a good approach. Yeah, like you say, no one's perfect, and that means no one is like fully in the right in a conflict.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think I think it's like common relationship advice that conflict more often than not isn't like you versus them so much as it is the both of you versus a problem. Um, but like to get to that level of teamwork, you kind of have to accept that you've been a bad teammate and you've hurt the person in front of you. With the obvious caveat that like that doesn't excuse the other person from taking their share of responsibility. So yeah, like when we talk about conflict, we're talking about ideally like two relatively healthy individuals, right?
Yeah.
But life ain't so simple, is it?
Definitely not.
It can feel like one side isn't taking responsibility for what you say they've done. Sometimes you feel like you've been accused of things you didn't do. That's a whole other can of worms. I don't know what to do there. So let's stay on focus. You know, this is one of those freeform, like large topics that you can get like lost in pretty easily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Would help to have a plan. Oh well. It's not never how I
I
roll.
think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. I think the key thing with these things is, as much as you want to, don't beat around the bush. Like, sort of get straight to the crux of the problem.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know. It really depends on the problem because sometimes there might be background that you need to explain to actually get to the problem. So I guess that's where you probably need to use like a bit of sort of like, you know, common sense and intuition. Like how much background you need to provide before letting someone know about a problem.
Yeah. You kind of need to give these things time. Just regardless. Like, it's not the sort of thing you can address, like, passing by.
Well, it depends on it depends on the conflict. Like it might be something small, like, um,
You stole my Cheeto.
yeah, you stole my lunch yesterday. Like, I'm mad at you.
All of
I'm
your lunch,
sorry.
fire out.
I'm sorry. Here's more lunch. Oh, thanks. We're good now. Like, it could be that simple. Or it could be like, you killed my dog.
There's a movie about a guy who got his dog killed.
Yeah. See, I'm not sure
Yeah.
if that guy handled conflict that well.
Yeah.
Like, they killed his dog and he kills all of them.
Well,
Leave no one standing.
I,
I don't know what I'd do if someone killed my dog.
I'd probably cry. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. You don't even have a dog.
Wait, look, if someone gave me a dog and then the dog got killed, like, yeah, I'd cry.
I mean, that's literally what happened in the movie, so yeah, true. True.
Yeah, I just don't have a hidden arsenal of weaponry to go and exact dubiously righteous vengeance.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is yes, revenge is not good.
Yes. Yeah. Do
As
not
fun as it is to watch in a movie, it is not good.
Yeah.
But the opposite of revenge is often said to be forgiveness,
Mm.
and that's a
that.
tricky one. Do that, but like,
yeah.
what is that?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people think that forgiveness means acting like the problem never happened. And that's not true.
Right. So, like, you mean after the problem's been resolved, acting like it never happened?
No, like while the problem is a thing, like while you're still hurting, there's like, you're supposed to forgive me. Like, why are you still like in pain and acting out of that pain? That's sort of like the attitude that I've heard about like, you should forgive me. You know, like anyone who demands forgiveness is like operating from that sort of place of you shouldn't feel hurt by what I did because you should forgive me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you have to hear them out. It does. I guess you have to hear them out because maybe they don't know that they've hurt you, and like they might have a problem with you. And it doesn't invalidate your hurt, but.
But I think like anyone who explicitly says like, you know, especially like if they use your faith as like a thing against you, like, oh, you're Catholic, you should forgive. Like the moment they start speaking in that language of forgiveness, like they know that you have a grievance against them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
And it's sort of like they're saying, it's sort of like a shorthand for saying like, you shouldn't have this grievance against me, or how dare you have this grievance against me.
Yeah.
And that's never fun to hear, especially when you're already like in the pits and you're upset.
Yeah.
Do you have? Can you spiel for a bit? Because I want to go and grab a book because there's a book that has some good stuff about forgiveness on my bookshelf.
Sure.
Yeah. Correct.
Sure. Yeah, I guess forgiveness is, and it's all really dependent on what kind of conflict you're dealing with. But my other thought is that forgiveness is a two-way street, which goes back to my one of my initial points about like humbling yourself. Like, you know, if you've done something wrong to this person, yeah, you should be seeking forgiveness from them as well, which again might be a good way of like de-escalating the situation, I suppose. Like you're admitting your faults as well. I don't know. Like
in the back.
Nice. I don't know, like whenever I'm in a conflict, my default mode is de-escalation mode, and I don't fully know if that's a good thing.
Okay. So I missed everything you just said, but just to keep the ball rolling, I will compare and contrast with you.
Okay.
In a conflict situation, my default is very much the opposite. I'm very bad cop. I'm very
Right.
blunt and direct, and like I try not. It's not like I want to like tear someone to shreds, but I will like cut to the quick in a way that is
Mm-hmm.
like a bit painful. It's a bit painful, no. Like I
Right.
will just straight up say like, you did this, or like,
Right.
you know, I won't use the nicest language of like, you hurt me, and when you did this, I feel like this, so on and so forth. It'll be very like accusatory. I think that's the word. I'll go straight to the accusation.
Does it work?
Ah, it depends on the person.
Yeah.
It's never like a quick thing.
Yeah.
But like a person who is willing, who like it'll always lead to one of two things: either nothing changing, like nothing results of it,
Mm-hmm.
or there'll be a follow up conversation where I have to do it properly anyway, and that's
Right.
when things get better.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, give me a quick rundown of what I missed. So that was on.
Main thing I said, I think, was forgiveness is a two-way street. And that's part of like my de-escalation mode. Like, goes back to, humbling yourself and admitting your own shortcomings, in the conflict to the person, and yeah, basically seeking forgiveness from them as well. So that's sort of, it's like two ways, right? So it's not as bad as just being like you're the only one that's done something. It's just like, you've done something wrong, but maybe I've done things wrong too. Can we resolve this and then forgive each other?
Mm. Question, Dash.
Mm-hmm.
When we wrong God, he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't do that to us, does he? Like,
I feel like that's very different though, because God doesn't wrong us.
right.
Yeah.
So,
What's your point?
like, I think my point is like, we're called to imitate God. We're called to imitate Christ
Mm-hmm.
in the way He forgives us. And
Yeah.
so, the idea that like forgiveness has to do with like, oh, it's okay that you did wrong because I did something wrong too, and like two wrongs cancel. If that makes
Oh
sense.
no, it's not about
Like,
canceling.
it's
It's
not all
about
about balancing books.
no. I'm not saying that though.
Ah,
What I'm saying is, okay, this person hurt me, but maybe I have hurt them as well. So I'll ask them, and if I have hurt them, I will apologize. I will try and rectify it from my end. And if they don't get, if they don't reciprocate, like if they don't admit their shortcomings, then there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Like I can follow up, I can, keep trying, but if they continually just don't accept their shortcomings, then like there's not much I can do about it. Isn't there like a saying like if your neighbor, not your neighbor, if someone like slaps your cheek, offer them the other? Didn't the Lord say that?
yeah. When someone strikes on the cheek,
Yep.
often the other, if it takes your cloak, give him your
Yeah.
coat, or like the other garment.
Yeah. Like that's the sort of thing that I was going for. Not two wrongs make a right, but you know, yeah, you've done something wrong, but maybe I have as well. If I have, I'm sorry. Yeah, and then once it's resolved, you forgive each other. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's sort of what I was going for. Not a two wrongs make a right, so let's forget this ever happened sort of thing. Because that's not resolving the issue. That's just sweeping it under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably happen again because you haven't resolved the issue.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm just trying to like skim through the forgiveness section in Mere Christianity by you guessed it, C.S. Lewis. There's actually a bit too much
Wait,
for me to
you
read.
like C.S. Lewis? This is completely new information.
Complete. This is news to you? That's good. Yeah, turns out I like C.S. Lewis. No, but I really appreciate his chapter on forgiveness, but it is a whole chapter. It's like trying to skim it and summarize it.
Yeah.
I think what he condenses forgiveness down to is It's not about like it doesn't preclude punishment. It doesn't preclude justice necessarily. What forgiveness means for us, functionally speaking, is putting aside our own resentments.
Right.
The feeling, a feeling that we could call a feeling of wanting to get justice, right? The feeling of wanting to get what's ours, or get the tit for the tat, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
He says that feeling needs to be killed.
Yep.
He also says that it's not a one and done thing.
Mm.
It's something that you have to do like constantly.
Yep.
Because as much as people like to say forgive and forget, you don't. One day you'll be minding your own business and you just think like, oh, remember that time when I need names. Johnson stole
Jemima's
tires off my car and didn't even leave a note.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, yeah, well, you gotta kill that resentment. Yeah, like if you wanna start like hating, what's his name? I forgot his name already. Whatever. I've lost my own train of thought. The idea is that like even those that like hurt us, we have to want their good and not like harm.
Yeah.
And like that's sort of where the whole idea of like loving your enemy really comes into the test, you know?
Yep. Yep. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm still just reading. I'm trying to find more words here.
Yep.
If you guys want an incentive to forgive, because it's not exactly easy, just remember that in the Our Father, we always say that, you know, we ask to be forgiven as we forgive.
Yep.
Forgive us this day our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Yep.
So the measure to which we forgive is the measure to which we will be forgiven.
Yeah.
The measure to which we remember the wrongdoings of others is the measure to which we will be
Our wrongdoings will be remembered.
That's the words, yes.
Quick time trip, we're at 27 minutes.
We're at 27, okay. They'll get cut down a lot because I'm being very quiet. I'm out of steam with this one, so I'll put that down. So that's how to end conflict. You know, you want to end conflicts with forgiveness.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want to forgive before conflict even starts.
Yep.
But, you know, there is a case to be made for like justice being a thing worth valuing.
Yep.
And so, like, when you do have legitimate grievances, like, sometimes you do have to enter into conflict.
Yep.
Well, like, maybe not conflict as we've been talking about it, but you have to, like, call out the grievance, right? You have to...
Yep.
You know, one of the works of mercy is admonish sinners, so you gotta... There's a space for calling people out.
Yep.
Maybe not calling people out, but better way to phrase it.
Yep.
But, like, yeah, how do you do that? Like, if I have beef with someone, how do I bring up that beef without hurting them? Keeping in mind that I'm probably in pain and my emotions are all out of whack.
Well, I think you have to tell them the beef at the end of the day. Like, there's no getting around that. But I guess it's the delivery that matters.
Amazon Prime. Okay.
No, Charlie, not Amazon Prime.
Okay. Anyway, yes, the delivery of grievance is important. Go on.
Yeah, like, I think it's much easier to have a conversation about something if you deliver it in a... I don't know, it's tricky. I'm trying to say, like...
There's a way to do it calmly.
Gracefully, yeah. Calmly, gracefully. Yeah.
Yeah. I've read. books about
The
it.
danger in that is you can also sugarcoat the issue, which I think I do. Like, I think I try and deliver it gracefully, and I'll end up sugarcoating the issue and making my pain not seem as
Mm.
great as it might be.
Yes, yes. And then I, the bad cop, just take the pain and 50 cal rifle just directly into the sternum.
Yeah. So there must be a
That's
middle ground somewhere. with that.
yes. Yeah.
And
How,
again,
how do you be direct but like gentle? It's a cultural thing as well, I think. Like, I don't know, assertiveness, or
oh yeah, that's true.
I guess typically being like a thing was like, if you want to get your way, you get angry, you shout, you
Yeah.
uh
Yeah,
so
like
big, threatening, imposing.
arguments with my parents go very differently than arguments with my friends. Because like I love my parents, but like the only way they know how to argue is with like raised voices.
ah,
Like voices just always get raised. Like that's how
yeah.
disagreements like get worked out. We just raise voices at each other, which isn't great. Like that's not the best way to do things, but I think it's
It's
just a cultural thing. Because they cultural in the sense that they sort of grew up in Sri Lanka and then came here like later on.
mm. But it's, yeah, when I say culture, it's not even like a brown person thing. To dox us a bit. We're brown. If our ethnic names didn't give it away.
You mean to say Deshaun isn't white?
I mean, look, you could be American. I don't know.
Even then, I don't think Deshaun's are white.
Eh, true. I don't know. Look, maybe he's adopted. All right. Anyway, yeah, like it's not like a culture like racial culture thing. It's like even like white people shout at each other. Okay, to be crude about it.
Fair, fair, fair.
It's a generational thing
Mm.
more than a culture might be the wrong word, but like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's passed down, right? Like it's what.
Generational sounds better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also just like a pop culture thing, right? Like people just shout at each other in movies and TV and in media, and they seem to get their way, and they seem to,
That's true.
Seems to be the way to do things.
Homer Simpson literally strangles his son when they disagree.
Yeah, yeah,
And like that was like deemed comedy.
yes, yes, yeah, it is. Well, yeah. Do they still do that? Like, the Simpsons still exist?
They do still exist, actually.
They're still going. They're still making new Simpsons episodes.
I watched one of the more recent ones the other week.
Yeah.
The quality's really gone down. The
Oof.
kids forgot to get Marge a birthday present,
Okay.
and they find her long lost parrot from when she was a kid. And then they deliver her the parrot, and it turns out the parrot was evil all along, and she hated the parrot, and that's why they got rid of it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And that's the whole plot of the episode. It's so bad.
Ah,
But I think they're just gonna let this show end now.
yeah. It pales in comparison to Bart. Frank calls a guy in Australia and has to go to Australia to stand trial.
Man, what an episode that was! Fantastic. That is absolute cinema. That one was.
Anyway, we get distracted.
You call that a knife? This is a knife. Okay, sorry.
What were we talking about? Culture, things, yelling, screaming, unproductive communications. Communication! That's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's all about communication, baby.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? How do you communicate?
You listen. You also speak, but you also listen.
Ah, okay.
I think
I
some
was
people struggle to do that, like with the communication element. Like they speak, they communicate how they're feeling, but they don't listen.
And you have the opposite. People who
Mm-hmm.
don't say what they're feeling and they just listen.
True. I think I've been
And
both in that situation.
yeah, I think people do both. People do both.
Yep.
The people who tend to listen, the people who like sweep it under the rug will like listen, and then eventually they buckle, and then they definitely will tell you how they're feeling one way or another.
Everyone's got a tipping point.
Yeah. Um, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how to communicate beef with
Mm.
people.
Mm.
Um,
I mean, we've had beef.
but yeah, but I wouldn't say I did. I wouldn't say I communicated it well.
Huh?
We got past it, but still could have done better.
Like,
Past isn't even the right word. I don't know.
mm. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we've always just gotten past it.
Mm. Maybe it's like a man or a boy thing, because there's a
I
whole
did
thing in
mention this, yes.
yeah. No, because there's also a thing in like male coded pop culture, especially coming of age male coded pop culture,
Mm.
where it's like sometimes like you got to express yourself with your fists, son, or like the two friends like straight up get into a fist fight, and at the end of it they're all bruised, but like they've reached an agreement and an understanding somehow.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's not meant to encourage like getting into fights, but there is this sort of scrappiness that comes with
Yeah,
awkwardly fumbling into like being upfront about the issue. You know,
yeah, 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 yeah.
um, like the fist fight is sort of just analogous to really just like putting yourself in there and like being like putting
Mm,
yourself there to be uh, seen and attacked and all the things. Like the walls are down, and it's only when the walls are down that any real communication can happen.
mm, mm.
But like, yeah, masculine coded, like there's a scrappiness to it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe guys like can handle a bit of roughhousing. I don't.
Mm.
I'm not. I can't speak into the women experience because I'm not. I'm
I
not a
can't
woman.
remember the last time I roughhoused with someone.
I mean, I've verbally roughhoused.
Other than my
Uh,
brother, I roughhoused with him.
yeah, I don't think I've ever roughhoused.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
housed. I don't know if it was rough.
I have. I occupy a house. I don't have a house. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's a very masculine coded thing for like
Yeah.
the fist fight, so to speak. But I think there is something about that upfrontness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that's critical, right? Like, you have to be honest
Yep.
in a state in a conflict, and like both parties need to be honest, right?
Yep. I agree.
Um, like, there's nothing, a lot of problems happen when you pretend that everything's okay when it's not.
Yep.
Um, I don't know, man. Like, there are books about assertive communication. They exist because everyone has problems with this stuff. There's a
Mm.
market for them. Assertive communication, non-violent communication, how to talk
Mm.
to people,
Mm. Mm.
all kinds of self-help books. They're everywhere.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. All right. 38.
Yeah,
38
we're
minutes.
kind of just
Any
at
closing
time,
thoughts?
but I didn't really answer any of the questions, did we? Yeah.
Okay. So, what was the first question?
First question was, how do we approach conflict?
I think gentle but firm and direct is the consensus from us.
Mm.
So, like, yeah, like going in guns blazing might seem good in the moment to you, but eh,
Yeah, no,
like,
that,
it might
yeah,
not be the way. So, on the other hand, sugarcoating the issue is also bad. Like
yes,
going too gentle and like sugarcoating it and like making it seem like not big of a deal probably might not get the resolution that you're hoping for or
yeah.
expecting.
You kind of have to be like the neutral face emoji,
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yep.
have a day.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the second question?
Something to do with we got onto the topic of forgiveness somehow. So I think that was like, what is forgiveness,
Yeah.
practically
What does it
speaking?
look
It's like,
like? Yeah.
yeah,
That one is a bit more open ended. Um,
mm, I don't think it means like, I don't think it means that you stop hurting necessarily.
no, no,
Um,
I agree.
I do think it means that like resentment goes away. Or like not go like you actively work against your own resentments. If that makes
Mm-mm.
sense.
Yeah.
Um, and it doesn't mean like giving him a pass to do it again.
No. Yeah.
but like that still doesn't really explain what it is. It's one of those things you sort of know when you do it, but you still can't really explain it.
Yeah. Like, I think so this is tricky because to truly forgive, you should forgive even if the person doesn't admit their shortcomings, right? Like that's what the Lord does.
Yeah. He
I mean, to
forgives
a
all, but he doesn't absolve.
degree,
Yes.
yeah,
Absolution requires repentance. Yeah.
yeah. But like, we on earth can't absolve, so like that part is a bit moot.
But yeah,
Um,
yeah. But like
Right,
forgiveness
he
wise, like
forgives. Yeah.
so Google says that it's an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger.
Hmm.
Which
Okay.
which I think checks out. Like if you've really forgiven someone, like you're not angry at them.
Yep.
Maybe you can't. Maybe it's not possible to forgive without like having the conversation. Maybe it's not possible to forgive without cutting them off completely and having an extensive amount of space and time. It is a bit of a case by case thing.
Yep.
But that's the tell. Like if you are no longer resentful, or angry about what happened, that's a good
Yep.
sign.
Yep.
Yeah. What was the next? I think the next question was like how to. Was it the same question? How to enter conflict? We've already answered. I think we already answered that.
I think we circled back to.
We did circle back into it. Yes. Whoops. Um. So we're out of time, but
Yes.
I do have one last question, which is, what do you do with the pain? Because regardless of how you approach conflict and regardless of whether you forgive or not, the pain is still there, the injustice is still there. So what do you do?
Offer it up. Like that could be your cross to bear for all you know. It's like you know, we are called to suffer at the end of the day.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know. It sounds harsh to say, but like, oh,
No, it's not that it sounds harsh. Isn't why I like have quibble with it. It's more. It sounds
like we
almost
have
like a
had.
very easy excuse into resentment.
Well, no, like then you're not really bearing your cross, are you? If you're letting it like form resentment.
Correct. But
Like the Lord didn't, you know, have resentment for the soldiers whipping him or making him carry a cross up. Like
yeah.
he sort of accepted it, and he knew that that was his will. Like, I guess acceptance.
Acceptance is the word, I think.
Yeah, acceptance is
Because
the word. I think.
I think what I'm getting at is like I've done this where like I'll carry the resentment and call it my cross.
Right.
And it's like, I'm carrying my cross, and the cross is resentment, and it's like, this person has wounded me. This is my cross, and it's no, it
Uh-oh.
doesn't work like that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you good?
I
You okay, Dash?
yeah.
Do I need to call an ambulance?
No, all good.
Do I need to call the police? Do I need to call Ghostbusters? We lost him.
No, all good. I'm still here.
What did you?
Don't
What did
worry.
you post in the quiet chat?
I don't know what I did.
No, Dash.
I don't know what I did.
Okay. Good job. All right. On that note, we'll we'll call it here. Uh, uh, you guys don't need to know what happened.
I accidentally removed someone from a group chat.
Yeah, pretty important group chat. Not a friendship group chat. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Professional level. Anyway, you hope that doesn't. Nah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Don't worry. But yeah, we'll call it here. It's as good a place to stop as any. Yeah. Well, do you want to start us off with prayer intentions, Dash, while I get my composure?
Yes. I guess we pray for the virtue of What is the virtue that comes into this? Is it
Mercy,
mercy?
compassion. Uh, I guess of the cardinals, it'd be love, charity.
Mm-hmm.
The theologicals, yeah, like the
Yeah,
seven main ones, yeah.
yeah,
The cardinals and the theologicals, yeah.
yep, yep,
Yeah, one of them, all of them.
yep.
Is that you done?
Yeah, I'm
Good.
still thinking.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I guess we pray for those virtues, and that we're able to basically ask for the grace to have them, because I think they are necessary in order to accept like the pain, as you said. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, and I guess we pray for all of us because we all go through these things, and like I don't think this is a unique experience that we've discussed today.
No, no. Everybody gets into the conflict.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, your turn. I guess you
My
get the bog
turn.
standard.
Yes, the surprisingly topical bog standard.
Yes.
So I pray for a peace and an end to all the conflicts throughout the world, particularly Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia,
Yes.
all the places where persecution of Christians is happening.
Yes.
Syria, the Congo, everywhere else. I don't know exactly. But yeah, there's talks of a ceasefire happening at Ukraine, so that's nice. That sounds like a good thing. I think. I don't know the details. But yeah, pray for peace throughout the world. And for the topical one, this is a weird one, but how do I explain this? I don't know. So yesterday in the youth ministry, we did Lectio Divina. Lectio Divina, for those who don't know, is basically like a method of meditating on scripture.
Mm-hmm.
And the scripture that we used was the passage in the Gospels where Jesus talks about how, when you do to the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you do it to me. You
Mm-hmm.
clothed me when I was hungry, fed me. I said that completely wrong. Fed me when I was hungry, gave me drink when I was thirsty, clothed me when I was naked, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of that meditation, what struck me, what I started like meditating on was the fact that the righteous didn't recognize when they had served the Lord. And I just sort of started wondering, like, what group of people do I not recognize or like not see the Lord in?
Yeah.
The first answer was everyone because I'm terrible at this, but the biggest and pressing answer is like my enemies.
Yeah.
I do not recognize the Lord in those who hurt me.
Yeah.
And yet he is there too. And so,
Yeah.
all that to say, like, love your enemies takes on a whole extra level when you start thinking of it like that.
Yep.
I guess that's what I pray for. I pray for me, because this is all about me. This show's all about me. That people like me, right? Like, I pray that we can see the face of Christ in those who hurt us as well.
Yep.
Because we're called to be like the Christ who washed the feet of Judas, the man who he knew was going to betray him. And
Yep.
yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, but it's what we're called to do. So yeah, pray for that. Pray for me.
Yep.
Pray for us. If you liked what you heard, do the things like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't, please don't start a fight, but give us some feedback at chadsbychrist@gmail.com or leave a comment or hop on our Discord.
Yep.
Either way, pray for us again and know that we are praying for you. And thank you so much for listening. Hope to catch you in the next one. God bless.
Thanks, guys. God bless. See ya.
Sorry. Bye.